need to think of the words. It's actually not very difficult.
Okay. One word. Так. 11, да?
No.
The lowdown on low-fat labeling. Ця штучка похожа на цю. На средство для миття одежди.
Есть такое, да.
When you walk around the supermarket these days, you can easily be dazzled.
Только these days. Не these days, а these days.
These days. Так, dazzled. Що це таке?
Dazzle, то есть как ослеплен.
So dazzled by all the food labels claiming to be fat-free or light. But are these foods as healthy as they claim to be? Unfortunately, when you look more closely, it becomes clear that they are not. For example, a product that claims to be 80% fat-free is simply a product that contains 20% fat, actually quite a high fat content. The same goes for so-called light foods. Products such as sausages and mayonnaise that are naturally high high fat. Я не знаю, что туда вставить.
Может быть, как... да, или как high in fat или high of fat.
Наверное. High in fat can be labeled light, even if their fat content is only slightly reduced.
Yeah.
Another problem is that low in fat can sometimes also mean low in taste. So to make up for this, some manufacturers add a lot of a lot of salt and sugar to their low-fat products than is needed.
Ну, все-таки a lot more salt, да.
A lot more, okay. This makes them as bad as, if not worse than, the full fat equivalent. In the UK, the government is preparing guidelines that would strictly control the use of phrases like low fat and light on food packaging. But until this come into effect, don't believe everything you read on the label. If something looks too good to be true, it probably is.
It probably is.
It probably is, yeah.
Fine. So now let's work with some idioms, and let's fill in the gaps with the correct word of food. Yeah.
Beans, cake, soup, potato, nutshell, tea.
Yeah.
I said it would be really difficult to cook the Thai recipe. But in the end, it was a piece of cake.
Yeah.
The children had a nap this afternoon, so now they are full of beans.
Full of beans, yeah.
Okay, I didn't go to see the film with Alex because it didn't sound like my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Jack, it's very simple. In a nutshell, all you have to do is call them and see what they want. Labor relations is a bit of a hot potato in our office at the moment.
Yeah.
Whenever she opens her mouth, she seems to land right in the soup.
Yeah. Absolutely. Good. So then, exercise 13. Here we have some other idioms. Yeah.
13, yeah. Так, publishing his new cookery book has brought him into the public eye.
Yeah.
His grandparents would tell him all sorts of stories about the good old days.
Yeah, definitely.
Jane is very happy with her new job as a chef.
Chef.
Yeah. She seems to have found her place in the sun.
Да, место под солнцем, yeah.
The company donated £5,000 to feed the children, which was very generous, but unfortunately just a drop in the ocean.
No.
Compares to what they actually need.
Yeah, no, right. Да, мы говорим капля в море, они говорят drop in the ocean. No. Right. Yeah. Кстати, вот еще у нас такое задание, кстати, exercise 14. So here we need to match the American words to their corresponding British ones.
Да.
Yeah. It will be
that.
Mhm.
Так. Meat grinder.
Uh-huh.
Мгм. Mincer.
Mincer, yeah.
Candy. Candy. Sweets.
Yeah.
Jelly. Jam. Chips.
Ну, по идее,
Crisps. Что?
ну, по идее, вообще джем, это как его джелли, это больше как желе, по идее. Ну, хотя да.
Ну. Chips. Crisps.
Да.
Can. Tin.
Да.
Так, cookie cracker. Cookie cracker. Cookie cracker. Biscuit.
Yeah.
Eggplant. Chicken.
Yeah. Вот в том-то и дело, что тут уже не.
Я не знаю, що це.
Ну, вообще прикол в том, что eggplant у американцев это баклажан.
Я за них радий. А у нас eggplant це курка.
Да, есть такое.
Ну, якщо це баклажан, то aubergine.
Aubergine, yeah. Right.
French fries. Chips.
Yeah.
Цучини.
Вообще цукини.
Цукіні. Окей, я не знаю, що це.
Цукини это... ну, даже, кстати, в украинском и в русском языке оно тоже можно иногда услышать как цукини. Цукини это кабачок.
Угу. Ну. Хорошо, ну, осталось там. Хай буде курджет. Кургет.
Я, да, как ни странно, да. Как ни странно, в британском английском это да, courgette.
Ну і ground meat, це mince meat.
No. Yeah, like this. Yeah. Yeah. Вот, кстати, прикол в том, что почему чипс у нас это чипсы, потому что в американском английском не чипс. Только из-за этого они у нас и стали чипс. Если бы они были crisps, как в британском английском, я думаю, мы бы сейчас их называли не чипсами, а какими-нибудь криспами. Like this. Okay, good. Good. So now let's do exercise number 15 and fill in the correct word and then make up sentences. No, make up sentences это уже такое. Тут уже, я думаю, на этом особо сильно заостряться не буду. Но вот fill in the correct word, я думаю, это мы можем 100%.
Так.
Вот очень ценная фраза. Вот как a piece of cake, например, уже есть.
Piece of cake, так. A grain of rice. Так. Так, що там? A loaf of bread. A bunch of grapes.
Yeah.
А що там з солью і чесником, я не знаю.
Ну, Смотри, во-первых, солью это у нас может быть как a pinch, то есть щепотка, щепотка, a pinch.
Mhm.
Мгм.
Mhm. Uh,
Я.
а з
Ну
часником
и
це виходить clove.
a clove of garlic. Yeah, yeah, like this. Good, good. So now we can work with exercise 16. It's like keyboard transformation. So here we need to rephrase the second sentence so it means the same as the first one. Yeah, yeah, we haven't had such exercises for a long time, and here it is.
Mildred said it was the best film she had ever seen. Mildred said she had never seen such a good film before. There is only a little milk left in the bottle.
Mhm.
There isn't much milk left in the bottle.
Yeah.
He said to us, I can give you a lift to the station if you like. Так, offer. He offered. He offered to give us a lift
Uh-huh.
to the station.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Don't forget to take an umbrella with you, she said to him.
Uh-huh.
Reminded, напомнила так. She reminded him to take an umbrella with him.
Yeah. Ну или может быть еще просто she reminded to take an umbrella with him. Чтобы не повторять вот это him несколько раз.
Okay.
Good.
I'm sorry, there is no coffee left. I'm sorry, we have run out of coffee.
Yeah.
The fridge is almost empty. There is hardly any food in the fridge. Anything.
Yeah. Like this. Yeah.
Okay. I'd cut down on salt if I were you, Tim, said Joe. Advice. Так, Joe advised Tim to cut down on salt.
Yeah, very good.
What is the price of that saucepan? How much does the saucepan cost, please?
Yeah.
Why don't we invite Lisa to the party? Rob asked. Suggested. Rob suggested inviting Lisa to the party.
Yeah, fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, good. Good. So next, let's do the exercise 17 because it's also very useful for us. So here we need to uh, uh, fill in the correct word derived from the words in bold. Like this. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know that what you eat can have a drastic effect on your feelings? Well, know that what we eat affect us physically, but did you know some foods affect us mentally too?
Yeah.
Studies have shown that chocolate can lift your spirits and make you feel happier. However, the effect lasts only for a short time. The high fiber foods, the high fiber foods on the other hand can make people feel positive. Jak tam energetic
Yeah, energetic, absolutely.
and think quicker. Research shows that people who eat such a diet tend to be less stressed, less tired, and less depressed than people who don't. Also, they are able to think lots more quicker. Never
Это не, а как может быть more quicker? Погоди. Ой, more quick.
more quickly.
Конечно, more quickly, of course.
More, more quicker. Да. Nevertheless.
Nevertheless, yeah.
Nevertheless, other foods can have a negative effect on us, such as coffee, eggs, sugar, and foods that contain a lot of artificial flourings and preservatives.
Но это не то, что ты подумал.
Я ничего не подумаю и прочитать не могу.
Ну, preservatives, да, тут это не, тут у него не то значение, которое ты мог подумать. Если что.
Я ничего не думаю. These foods can make us feel sad, anxious, and prone to panic attacks. Foods that have been proven to lift up your spirits are oily fish.
No, может быть так, да.
Або oiled.
Да, oiled. Лучше еще подойти.
Oiled fish, salads, fruit, cereals, and nuts.
Yeah. Good. So we can skip the listening tasks. Okay. Oh, actually, I have found the next homework for you. It's here on page 124. It's exercise 3. Yeah, your friend has put on a lot of weight recently and wants to do something about it. Talk to your friend and advise him or her on what to do in order to lose weight. Yeah, в общем, это тут задание. Да. Думаю, идеально подойдет для тебя.
Окей.
Yeah, good. Так, ну и пятое. В общем. Okay, good. Good. Ну, это, в принципе, думаю, можно уже тоже, ну, буквально немножко на нем остановиться и пойти дальше. So, Lucy's son has invited his friends from the football team over for dinner. So let's decide which things would be appropriate for Lucy to serve her guests and which ones would be the least appropriate.
Угу. Так. Угу. То есть надо подумать, посинькать,
Мгм.
що надо і до столу приготувати. Угу.
Да, да, да.
Так. М. I'm not expert, and
Мгм.
I have no ideas about what to serve for footballers.
Ну, окей, честно, я ожидал, что вот после твоих слов I'm not an expert, я ожидал, что ты скажешь but и начнешь там что-то
Я не
говорить.
експерт, що типу, подавати до столу футболістам таким інтересним.
Ну, я понимаю, но только смотри, как бы, ну, честно, вот, ну, хотя бы вот на твое усмотрение. Вот что бы такого тут, что точно не стоит давать им, а что вот хотя бы, то есть уже, то есть можно и стесняясь давать. Вот как ты считаешь? Вот, например, потому что все-таки футболисты, не забывай, что они же должны поддерживать хорошую форму. То есть нельзя им говорить, что такое, чего пожирнеть, да.
Вони там столько калорій зжирають, ну, калорій зжигають, що можна і так.
Ну, да.
Так що. Е,
М,
okay, maybe not good idea that make cake in the center of it. Импровизированный столик у нас такие тут cake and
да, то есть improvise table, окей.
in the center of this improvised table I see cake and maybe it's not a good idea. I think better better and this fruit salad in the right up corner
Yeah.
would be better idea.
Мгм. Yeah.
And maybe something which include meat.
Which includes meat.
Which includes meat for tasty and for tasty meal
Yeah, like this.
after football match.
Yeah, good, good, good. Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so as for the next page, there is unfortunately nothing interesting for us because there are only listening tasks. So we are gonna spend the last 25 minutes on uh, reading some literature. So, on page 126, you can see there is some short biography of Charles Dickens and an extract from his book, The Adventures of Oliver Twist. It's one of his novels.
Mhm. Що, читати його це?
So let's begin with let's begin with biography.
Окей. Charles Dickens. Дядька старий. Is generally considered to be the greatest English novelist, enjoying immense popularity throughout his career. Dickens wrote novels that exposed the terrible lives of the poor during the 19th century in England. Novels such as David Copperfield, Great Expectations, Bleak House, A Christmas Carol, and A Tale of Two Cities draw attention to the dreadful conditions in which so many of London's poor lived at that time.
Yeah, just 1 second, please. I need to go out for
For a little at that time. These novels reflect Dickens' own childhood, when his father was unable to pay his debts, and Dickens himself was sent out to work in a factory when he was just 12 years old. Oliver Twist, 1838, is set in the underworld of poverty and crime which existed in early Victorian London. It tells the story of an orphan, Oliver, who, after spending his early life in a workhouse, is sent to work for a hard taskmaster. Oliver runs away to London, where he joins a gang and becomes a pickpocket. By chance, a wealthy gentleman takes a pity on Oliver and takes him into his house. Although Oliver is forced to return for a time to the gang, he eventually is reunited with his family and lives happily ever after. Okay.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, so now let's try to think of the answer to the question in the first exercise. So who do you think Dickens describes in Oliver Twist?
I think the Dickens describes himself because
No?
in his biography I've already read that that these novels reflect his own childhood.
Okay.
Не читав, но не знаю.
Okay, so good. So now let's read this extract. Yeah, it actually continues on the next page.
Ого. Okay. So, The Adventures of Oliver Twist, and all by Charles Dickens. So, at the age of 9, Oliver was a pale, thin child. He and the other workhouse boys never had enough warm clothes or food. They were given only 3 meals of thin soup every day. On Sundays they had a small piece of bread. And they were fed in a big hall. A large pot stood at one end of the room, and the soup was served by the master. Each boy had one small bowl of soup, and no more. The bowls never needed washing, because the boys cleaned them with their spoons until they shone. But there was not enough food. Oliver and the other boys were always hungry, so one day they decided that one boy would walk up to the master after supper and ask for more soup. Oliver was chosen. In the evening, the boys sat down at the tables. The master stood by the pot, and the soup was served. It disappeared quickly. The boys whispered and made signs to Oliver. He stood up from the table and went to the master, with his bowl and spoon in his hands. "Please, sir," he said, "I want some more." The master was a fat, healthy man, but he went very pale. He looked with surprise at the small boy. "What?" said the master at the last in a quiet voice. "Please, sir," repeated Oliver. "I want some more." The master hit Oliver with his spoon, then seized him and seized, да? Seized him and cried for help. Mr. Bumble rushed into the room, and the master told him what Oliver had said. "He asked for more?" Mr. Bumble cried. "I cannot believe it. One day they will hang the boy." He took Oliver away and shut him in a dark room. The next morning a notice appeared on the workhouse gate. £5 were offered for anybody who would take Oliver Twist. Oliver was a prisoner in the cold, dark room for a whole week. Every morning he was taken.
Только не prisoner, а prisoner.
Prisoner. Nah, prisoner. Every morning he was taken outside to wash, and Mr. Bumble beat him with a stick. Then he was taken into the large hall where the boys had their soup. Mr. Bumble beat him in front of everybody. He spent every day crying. When night came, he tried to sleep, but he was cold, lonely, and frightened.
Yeah.
Що це значить?
Напуганный.
Напомню, хорошо. Плохо. Да. One day outside the high workshop gate, Mr. Bumble met Mr. Sowerberry. Mr. Sowerberry was a tall, thin man who wore black clothes and made coffins. Many of his coffins were for the poor people who died in the workhouse. "I have prepared the coffins for the 2 women who died last night," he said to Mr. Bumble. "Good. said Mr. Bumble. You'll be rich one day, Mr. Soberberry. Do you know anybody who wants a boy and 5 pounds? He raised his stick and pointed to the notice on the gate. The arrangements were soon made, and Mr. Bumble took Oliver to Mr. Sowerberry's shop that evening. Oliver did not want to go. "I'll be good, sir," he said. "I am a very little boy, and it is so lonely. Please don't be angry with me, sir." To Mr. Bumble's surprise, Oliver had tears in his eyes. He told the boy not to complain, to dry his eyes, and to be good. He took Oliver's hand, and they continued walking in silence. Mr. Sowerberry had closed the shop, and he was writing by the light of a candle when they arrived. "Here, Mr. Sowerberry. I have brought the boy," said Mr. Bumble. Oliver bowed. Oh, that is the boy, is it? Said Mr. Sowerberry. Я так понимаю, это миссис Sowerberry, да?
Не-не-не, мистер. И миссис там пишется как MRS.
Ну там MRS как раз.
Где ты нашел MR? А, вот да, вот, да, миссис, да, я на другой строчке я понялся, да.
Mrs. Sowerberry, come here, my dear. A short, thin woman with a narrow face came out from a little room behind the shop. "My dear," said Mr. Sowerberry. Yeah. "This is the boy from the workhouse that I told you about." Oliver bowed again. "Oh," said the woman, "he's very small." "Yes, he is rather small," said Mr. Bumble. "But he will grow. Mrs. Sowerberry, he will grow." "Yes, I expect he will," said the lady angrily. "On our food and our drink. Here, get downstairs, you little bag of bones. You can have some of the cold meat that we saved for the dog. The dog hasn't come home since this morning." Mrs. Sowerberry opened the door and pushed Oliver down some stairs into a dark room. Oliver's eyes shone at the shout of meat.
Yeah.
They gave him a plate of the dog's food, and he ate very quickly. Mrs. Sowerberry was not pleased that he was so enthusiastic. "Come with me," she said, taking a dirty lamp and leading him upstairs again. "Your paddy is in the shop." Oliver was left alone in the shop. He was alone in a strange place. He climbed quickly into his narrow bed and fell asleep. From Oliver Twist. In the Penguin Readers series, retold by Rodolphe Tempest.
Yeah, like this. Yeah. So, let's get back to the previous page and begin with the fourth exercise. So, first let's try to put the sentences in the correct order, in the chronological order.
Так. Mr. Bumble put Oliver. Ага, так. Boys. As for some так. Так. Значить, що у нас? Перше буде The master served the soup.
Yeah.
Так. Tom, the soup disappeared quickly. Так. Що це таке? Whispered.
Прошептали.
О.
І-
Да. Значить. No, the boys whispered to each other.
Yeah.
Так. Йоме, ми пропустили тут це. The boys sat down at the tables in the big hall. No.
Yeah.
Це його шкода. Це після The Master Served the Soup.
Yeah.
Так. Так, а що це таке? Stood up? Типа став,
Stop.
піднявся.
No.
Так. Нічого ми там зупинились? Так, ну вони там The boys whispered to each other, потім... Ага. Потім такий The boys made signs to Oliver. Потім Oliver stood up. Потім це Oliver went to the master. Так. Так, тут є щось. Так, тут немає, значить, що тут? The master. Стоп, де воно? The master was surprised. Потім Oliver asked for some more soup a second time. Потім це the master called out for help. Так. Mr. Bumble came into the room. І Mr. Bumble put Oliver in a dark room.
Yeah. No. Absolutely good. Good, like this. Okay. Good. So today we can finish the lesson a little bit earlier than usual.
Okay.
So let's, yeah. Just 1 second, I want to find this exercise again. I wanted to make you a home task. Yeah, it's page 124. Yeah, found it. Yeah. Homework. Let's go. Kind of 70 PDF. Yeah. Complete exercise 3. Yeah, like this. Exercise 3. Good. Yeah. Okay. So, That's enough for today, so have a nice day.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks, and see you next Sunday.
Okay, goodbye.